Welcome in, everybody.
Choose a meal deal for just $5. Now, at McDonald's, a sausage burrito is $1.50. So one hardly can ignore pigs, chicken, and sausage burrito. Get more value from the under $3 meal.
Welcome, everybody. Happy what is today? Wednesday? Yeah, it's Wednesday. And it is the full moon, the buck moon today. relationship spread. That is if you're in a relationship and you're trying to decide if you should stay or if you should go in the relationship. And we're going to do some moonology cards and see what comes out for today. And then at the end, if you purchase any gifts, then that'll be exchanged for a free 1-question answer. But that's at the end. So save all questions for the end. And once you purchase the gifts, I will answer your questions you have. Ariel, which cards are you talking about? The ones in my hand? The ones in my hand are just Bible verses.
It takes 90 seconds for this device to cool down your room, and you don't need to spend a fortune. All air conditioners have the same fundamental flaw, and we fixed it. You see, every AC on the market relies on the same design. Freon, compressors, and draw, and that works. But it also means you're paying at least $600 for the box, another $400 to install it, and $300 of electricity. It can cool down any room in 90 seconds without the machine, without the installation, and without spending a fortune on electricity bills. That's exactly what we built at Breezemax. I spent 15 years designing AC systems for some of the biggest companies in the country.
All right, we'll start in just a few minutes. I only have very little channeled messages. It's like random things that came up. That's it. And then I'll give you guys a ritual you can do tonight for the full moon. And then we'll get into the read. Welcome in, everybody. Oh, thank you. I like it too. I like butterflies and skulls. Hopefully you guys had a great day today. It was hot again here in Texas, so well, that's good. At least it's not that bad with the humidity. It's been in the hundreds here. Hey, Mommy, I'm doing the questions at the end of the reading, okay? In exchange for a gift, I'll answer questions. And it can be any gift, it doesn't matter. All right, one more minute, we'll get started. All right, we'll get started. Okay, today is July 29th, 2026. It is Wednesday. And it's also the full moon. So I'll start with the channel messages. Like I said, I don't have many. They're just kind of random today. It's kind of been that kind of day today. So I'll just read off what I have. And like always, if any of the channel messages or words or anything relate to you, you can inbox me and let me know how they related, or, you know, or yes, that you had noted that throughout the week. Because sometimes things can come after seeing the messages as well. Alright, so to start with the messages, we have fair, flow, and IQ. So something with somebody's IQ, they tend to make things fair in their life and they just go with the flow. Somebody drives a GT, they like to eat BLTs, and then somebody's crying over a hoax that happened either to this person that drives a GT, or that person that drives a GT is the one who did the hoax and made somebody cry. Alright, then we got Kim, Rod, the name, Bam, and then quick. So Kim, Rod, and Bam did something quick. Got stuck in the muck, and then somebody named Edie, who either likes the color plum, likes to eat plums, something to do with plums, leaves an area. And then something either with the Chinese zodiac of the tiger, or somebody likes tigers with the initials or nickname JP. Then we have Buck, the name Buck, Spam, Sway, and Wound. So he has a wound, and or he's trying to leave a wound by spamming people and swaying people to come his way or purchase something. And it is a feminine yin energy, a vixen that he's trying to sway. Then we have Fuse, the drink, F-U-Z-E. Then a gag, a hex, QVC, DJ, and SWV. Then we have Buzz, Hoop, Shot, JJ, FX Series, and KUB, kidneys, ureter, and bladder. And those are actually all the channeled messages and words that I got for today. And like I said, it doesn't have to relate to the reading that we're doing. It's just to anything that comes up. Alright, so like I said, today is the full moon. It is the buck moon. And I will give you a ritual to do that is positive that you can do. And it gives you good karma, not bad karma. Okay, so we are opposing Jupiter right now, which means you will be in the joy, luck, and expansion energy. And we're also trining Uranus right now, which is evolution and changes are happening. So step outside of your comfort zone. And we also are in Neptune, which is spiritual right now, and Pluto, which is transformational. So that means putting an end to your old life and stepping into your new you, your new life. And then the number 444 could be significant to anyone. Maybe you've been seeing that. So let me see. Okay, with the full moon ritual. Okay, so we got the Aquarius full moon ritual. We are going to first write down what we want to release on a piece of paper, which is what I was telling you guys last night. You're going to list your self-doubts, repeating patterns, or heavy burdens you are ready to walk away from. Safely tear or burn the paper outside under the moonlight, like I said, and make sure it's all burned, all to ashes. Okay, and now you're going to write your future vision on a second sheet of paper. Write out present tense affirmations or a congratulation statement for the future reality and personal growth you want to call in. Charge your tools. Place the crystals like amethyst, moonstone, or clear quartz, or jar or filtered water on a windowsill or outdoors overnight to absorb the lunar energy. Now get into your body. Aquarius energy can make you overthink. End your ritual with grounding, physical movement, a quiet meditative walk under the moon, or 10 minutes of deep breathing. All right, now if you want to focus on your career, then we're going to do this. It's going to be the future self career blueprint. And it says Aquarius rules innovation and your highest ambitions. Use this to break out of a career stagnation. The actions, sit quietly and visualize your professional life 3 years from now. Avoid thinking about how to get there. Focus entirely on the feeling of success. Now, for the writing part, write a thank you letter to the universe dated July 2029. Write it in the present tense, detailing your daily routine, your financial freedom, and the impact of your work. The release. Identify the number one mental block holding you back. Imposter syndrome, fear of visibility, anything like that. Write it on a small scrap of paper, fold it away from you, and tear it up. And you want to make sure you're folding it away from you, not towards you, because if you fold it away from you, that takes it away from your life. Now, if it's a relationship that you want to detach from drama, it says Aquarius brings the gifts of objectional detachment. It helps you love deeply without losing your own identity or absorbing other people's negative energy. It says light a white or blue candle, close your eyes, and visualize any draining relationship dynamics or past heartbreaks as energetic cords connecting to your chest. The cord cutting. Imagine a pair of silver shears cutting those cords. Wish the other person well, but firmly claim your energy back. Now the affirmation. Speak this aloud under the moonlight. I release all codependency and stagnant patterns. I attract relationships rooted in mutual freedom, respect, and shared vision. All right, now if you're looking for a higher spiritual or cosmic meditation to do, all right, it says, as an air sign, Aquarius opens the channels for sudden flashes of insight, intuition, and higher cosmic wisdom. The setup, take your charged crystals like amethyst or clear quartz, or the jar of moon water outside near a window. Meditation, sit comfortably with a straight spine. Inhale deeply for 4 counts, hold for 4, and exhale for 4. Visualize the silver moonlight pouring directly into the top of your head, your crown chakra, clearing out mental clutter. Then ask a specific question about your spiritual path. Sit in silence for 5 minutes, allowing any sudden thoughts, words, or symbols to land in your mind without judging them. Write down whatever comes up immediately after. All right, so that is your full moon rituals that you can do for tonight under the moonlight before it ends. All right. Now, as far as healing trauma, because I am Dr. Tabby Cat, I do help people heal from childhood wounds, their inner child traumas, and help them awaken. So, as far as healing, any physical, mental, verbal, spiritual, and sexual abuse, all of that leads to PTSD in some form. The best thing that I tell people to do, and I do myself, is to start a healing journal by writing about all of your traumas that you went through, and also do grounding. You have to ground each day, and then meditate or pray or whatever spiritually that you do in that form. And just so that you know that even though you go through this healing and you're healing through wounds with people that have caused them in your life, after you've healed, it doesn't mean that you're going to have a relationship with those people that have caused you trauma, but you are going to forgive and get it off of your shoulders. And it doesn't mean that you have to go to them in person and forgive them. No, you just have to say it to the universe that you forgive them for what they've done, and you're putting an end to the suffering, that you no longer are going to carry the baggage, and that you're healing from it. There's many people, family members, ex-friends in my life that I have not talked to in many decades due to trauma, only because they, on their part, are still unhealed and refuse to heal. So I'm not going to mess up my healing and have to start all over again by actually communicating with them in person. So that's just a side note on those who are kind of scared of starting their healing process. All right, so we are going to start with some moonology, because since it is the full moon, so we're going to see what messages we need from this today with the moon. And I hope you guys are staying prayed up, meditated up, whatever it is you do spiritually, it doesn't matter. Everybody's welcome. Take your salt baths. If you're in a shower, you don't have a bath like myself, it's fine. You can still do a spiritual shower. You can actually, I make, in my products, I actually make a salt scrub, and I put that all over my body, and I also put it in my hair. And then you do your affirmations and let the universe know that you're taking a spiritual shower, and you're cleansing yourself from above your crown to below your feet, and that you are washing all the negative energy into Mother Gaia, and you no longer wish to have any negative energy attached to you, and you only want to hold positive energy. Okay? All right, here we go. Moonology. What messages do we need to hear today for the buck moon? The buck full moon. What messages do we need to hear as a collective for the buck full moon? Okay, let's see. All right, we have your commitment is being tested, the first quarter moon. All right. And we are doing the relationship read today on whether you should stay or go. So it says your relationship's being tested. All right, it says full moon in Gemini. The answers you need are coming. So you could be dealing with a Gemini. You could be a Gemini. Gemini could be highly aspected in your chart. Or the Gemini season during the full moon of Gemini could be significant. But it says the answers you need are coming. All right, we got full moon today, right now. Surrender to the divine. That's what you need to do. All right. Hi, Marie. And then we got Balsamic Moon, a time for healing. Definitely a time for healing. And remember, your healing is for yourself, not for anybody else. And nobody needs to know that you're going through the healing process. You can keep that to yourself. All right, it says cardinal moon, be bold and make the first move. All right, and then we got waning moon, what do you need to release? And the winter time could be significant for something you might be holding on to from the winter time. All right, full moon in Scorpio, it's a time to release negativity. Yes, it is. And you know, Scorpio is all about transformation and reformation. So, and now we have fixed moon, hold your vision. Remember, whatever it is that, whatever dreams you have in life, you can do it. Don't ever lose track of your goals and your vision in life, because you can make anything happen. You just got to put the work in. All right, now I'm going to see what we need from some of the Bible verses and see what comes out, because we need some renewal for today. What does the collective need to know for today for the full moon, the buck moon? What does the collective need to know for the buck full moon today? What messages and our relationship read, stay, and go? What messages? The color purple could be significant to somebody. All right, here we go. Let's see. All right, it says the New Testament, 2 Thessalonians. Okay, this one clarifies teachings on Christ's return and encourages perseverance on the end times and hope. All right, 2 Thessalonians 1:3. We ought always to thank God for you, brothers and sisters, and rightly so, because your faith is growing more and more, and the love all of you have for one another is increasing. 2 Thessalonians 2:15. So then, brothers and sisters, stand firm and hold fast to the teachings we passed on to you, whether by word of mouth or by letter. But the Lord is faithful, and he will strengthen you and protect you from the evil one. May the Lord direct your hearts into God's love and Christ's perseverance. Now may the Lord of peace himself give you peace at all times and every way. The Lord be with all of you. So definitely we need perseverance to keep going, no matter what wounds you're healing from, no matter what traumas you're dealing with or issues that are going on in life today, because life is hard and you don't need to be around negative people to make it worse. All right, I'll read. Let me see. All right, I'll do this one. Jude exhorts believers to contend for the faith against false teachings, and emphasizes God's judgment on the ungodly. Contend faith, false teachers. All right, Jude 1:10. Yet these people slander whatever they do not understand, and the very things they do understand by instinct, as irrational animals do, will destroy them. And that's true. People that do not understand things about you will cut you down and try to make you feel bad for your beliefs, whether it's spiritual, religious, whatever. So those are the type of people that you try to educate them, but you cannot. All right, Jude 1:12. These people are blemishes at your love feast, eating with you without the slightest qualm. Shepherds who feed only themselves. They are clouds without rain, blown along the wind, autumn trees without fruit, and uprooted, twice dead. That means they basically are nobody to you. They're just there to tear you down. Okay, but you, dear friends, by building yourselves up in the most holy faith and praying in the Holy Spirit, keep yourselves in God's love as you wait for the mercy of our Lord Jesus Christ to bring you the eternal life. Be merciful to those who doubt, save others by snatching them from the fire, to show others mercy mixed with fear, hating even the clothing stains by corrupted flesh. To him who is able to keep you from stumbling and to present you before his glorious presence without fault and with great joy, to the only God our Savior, be glory, majesty, power, and authority through Jesus Christ our Lord, before all ages, now and forevermore. Amen. All right. So basically that's just saying have faith no matter what's going on in your life. And things will work in your favor. Okay, let's get some of this. Let's see what astrology we need to know for now. What do we need to know for the collective? What do we need to know in astrology for today for the buck full moon? And what zodiac signs and house for this message? Zodiac signs, house, and for the buck full moon. All right, we have the fourth house, house of home, which is Cancer. An angular house, which is for the home life, ancestry, family, legacy, family life, comfort, security, nurturing, privacy, parental interactions, childhood, and intimate relationships. It says this house is associated with either the dominant parent or the mother figure from childhood. It deals with our foundation, upbringing, and family roots. And then the Eastern Hemisphere is the section of the chart shows people who are self-motivated and gain achievements through their own actions and decisions. They're driven, decisive, and goal-oriented. And we have Neptune, spirituality, which is Pisces, illusion, imagination, intuition, dreams, subconscious, visionary, mystery, discovery, psychic powers, inspiration, higher self, progress, and subtlety. It says Neptune is the god of the sea. It shows you how to connect with the spiritual world and your intuition. It also associated with your goals, ideas, and idealistic vision of the world. All right. So that is the astrology for today. All questions are going to be at the end of the read when we're completed in exchange for a gift. Thank you. All right. So let's get the energy of the read and we'll get into the cards. All right. Give us energy for this relationship spread. Should I stay or go? Relationship spread. Should I stay or go? Energy read for the buck moon. Addictions could be significant to somebody. Alcohol, rehab. All questions are at the end of the read. Thank you. Energy for this read. All right, we got one for the energy. We got number 39, new life. So tonight for the buck moon, it's time to say goodbye to your old life and to begin your new life, your new you. So I'm going to put that up there. And like I said, the color purple can be significant, or blue. All right, so with this we're doing a 22 card spread. All right, I'm gonna set them all out and then I'll read them and we'll clarify. All right, give me 3 for them. So it's gonna be your partner over here, you over here. In the middle, we're gonna have the relationship, the advice, if you stay, if you go, and then what you need to know. All right. So give me 3 for the energy of their partner, the collective's partner. Give me 3 for the energy of the collective's partner. 3 cards for the energy of the collective's partner. 3 for the energy of the collective's partner. Okay, and 3 for the collective's energy of the relationship. Should I stay or go? 3 for the collective's energy. 3 for the collective's energy. For the relationship combined. Give me 3 for the energy of the relationship combined. Oh. Okay. Give me 3 for if they should stay in the relationship. Give me 3 for if they should stay in the relationship. 3 if they should stay in the relationship. Oh. 3 for if they should leave the relationship. 3 if they should leave the relationship. 3 if they should leave the relationship. How can you say you want your freedom? Well, am I to give you them? Okay. Fleetwood Mac Dreams are on. Relationship song about being free and single. Shit. Don't you know? I want you here. All right. All right, so for their energy, your person's energy, we have the Eight of Cups, the Ten of Swords, and the Knight of Pentacles. So for them, their energy in the relationship, they also are in the thinking mode of thinking whether they should walk away from this and end it, and then go to something new, or if they should stay for the long haul since they've already put in so much work. So that's their energy, okay? So that's your person on your mind's energy. So your collective's energy for the relationship is you're in the hangman surrender mode because you're contemplating, trying to see it from a new perspective. You're also trying to use your intuition with the Queen of Cups. And then you also have the Lovers. So you're thinking about, you know, the intimate times you've had together as a couple. And you're taking those moments into consideration. So that's yours and theirs energy. And it doesn't matter the gender. Genders don't matter. All right, so now for the relationship itself, the energy of the relationship as to what's going on, it doesn't look very good. We have first the Five of Pentacles, which is somebody's feeling left out in the cold, somebody's feeling ignored. Then we also have the Four of Cups. Somebody's just being plain ungrateful. All right. And then we have the Knight of Swords. So somebody may have rushed off and did something stupidly without thinking. And, you know, now they're in regret about it. And it affected the entire relationship altogether. Okay, so now it's saying for the advice for the relationship thus far, which at the end we'll get an overall advice, but it's just saying for the advice for right now is to go into your subconscious, you know, get rid of any illusions or delusions that are going on, listen to your intuition. And then it's also saying right now hold back, you know, any harsh words or harsh emotions that may be coming up, you know, and just focus on yourself. And basically you need to clear out the mental so that you can have a clear consciousness. And then the Seven of Pentacles, it definitely takes work to make something grow. And yeah, you know, not every seed flourishes and grows, but you know, it's the time that it takes and the amount of time that you put into it and are willing to put into it, both, you know, as both partners are, to make something work. All right, now the cards you got for if you should stay in the relationship, you have the King of Swords, the Star, and Death and Rebirth, which are actually good cards. This is talking about you guys' communication. The King of Swords is mental. He's great at communicating. You need to open up those lines of communication. What is it that we're not seeing eye to eye on? What is it that we're lacking on both ends? Healing, the Star. You need to heal whatever it is that's going on. If you guys have traumas on either end, heal your traumas. You don't want it to become a trauma bond. And then Death and Rebirth. In that old part of you guys, reform and make the relationship new again. That's if you want to stay. Now, if you want to go, you got the karmic wheel. The divine timing is on your side, so it will turn in your favor if you decide to part ways nicely. Now, if you're leaving with the whole fight and leaving things in a negative way, it's not going to turn in your favor. But if you leave nicely, the karmic wheel will be in your favor. You will be able to focus on your 10 of Pentacles, which is the family, you know, or that long-term outcome that you're looking for, that stability, whatever it is that you want to focus on. And then you may feel like you're this wounded warrior and you have no fight left in you, but being the Nine of Wands, the wounded warrior, you really have one more fighting chance for another relationship. And it could be the good one if you hold out for the one it's supposed to be with. So that's your choices, and if you want to stay, if you want to go, okay? So you guys can either do the communication, heal in the old part of the relationship and start over, or if you want to start, if you want to go and start over fresh with something new, the karmic wheel and divine timings in your favor. You can go for that 10 of Pentacles, and yes, you are going to be left as a wounded warrior because you're going to ask yourself, did I do the right thing by leaving this person, you know, who you probably had a lot of feelings for and loved and so forth. So, all right. And then it says, what do you need to know? Well, the things you need to know is you are in charge of making things happen. So you can manifest whatever it is you want to manifest. All right. You have the tools to do it. You came up as the Queen of Pentacles, very nurturing. The Queen of Pentacles knows how to take care of herself. She knows how to run a business. She knows how to take care of the kids. She knows how to do it all. And you also have the Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. So you can have it all, but you're in charge of that. So you have 2 Pentacles here and Cups. So emotions and monetary. So the physical and the emotional. All right, so let's clarify some stuff and find out what's going on. All right, can we clarify? Let's clarify the 10 of Swords. Clarify the 10 of Swords for the collective's partner's energy. What's this 10 of Swords for the collective's partner's energy? Please save all questions for the end of the reading, please. Thank you. What's the 10 of Swords? Clarify. Clarify the 10 of Swords. All right, for the 10 of Swords, for his energy, you guys might be seeing 888. We got the 8 of Swords. So they are pretty much up in their head. They're not wanting to face reality and look in the mirror and see what is reality of what's going on. But they also are already in the energy of thinking whether they should end it and walk away. But we also have the 8 of Wands, which is quick communication, and then a Tower moment. So after this communication happens, then it could be an entire Tower moment, which could be good. It could be negative. So depending on how you look at it. So everything that happens is always for our highest good. So whether it's bad or good. And then you got the Strength card. So for your person's energy, he's really stuck up in his head, not knowing kind of what to do. All right, let's see. What is this 8 of Cups for their person's energy? What's this 8 of Cups for their person's energy? All right, the Three of Cups. So they're thinking about walking away and seeing what other options of dating are out there. So that might be coming up, and whether they decide to stay or go. But that is something, it doesn't say that that's what they've done. It just says that's what they're thinking about. All right, so let's see. Your Hanged Man. So let's see the collective's Hanged Man. Clarify the Hanged Man for the collective, for their energy. All right, so you guys are surrendering and thinking about the King of Pentacles. So, so you're just thinking about your partner. Yeah, so you might be reminiscing about the good and bad times, and the Emperor is at the bottom. So, all right, so now for the relationship energy, let's find out what this Five of Pentacles is. Clarify the Five of Pentacles for the relationship energy. Why are they in the Five of Pentacles? Why are they in this Five of Pentacles? The Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so one of you feels like the other one is acting single already, or wanting to be single already and act like that. All right, so let's see the Four of Cups. Clarify the Four of Cups. Clarify the Four of Cups. All right, the Four of Cups is the World and the Five of Wands. So conflict. And then we got Temperance at the bottom. So there needs to be a balance here. There needs to be some calmness. You guys are probably arguing a lot about whatever has happened, especially with this Knight of Swords, this quick, instantaneous energy of doing something without thinking. So this cycle needs to come to an end with this conflict. So let's find out what this Knight of Swords is. Clarify the Knight of Swords. Clarify the Knight of Swords. What's this Knight of Swords for the relationship energy? All right, this fell right on the Knight of Swords, and that's the Page of Cups. So somebody is being kind of delusional, and the King of Pentacles wanted to pop out, and the Three of Pentacles. So yeah, somebody's kind of in la la land right now, with whoever is in this Knight of Swords energy that ran off and did something without thinking. Clarify the Page of Cups, Knight of Swords. Why are they in this energy? Page of Cups, Knight of Swords. Page of Cups, Knight of Swords. Cups, Knight of Swords, clarify. Page of Cups, Knight of Swords. Two of Swords, because they're unsure of which path they should take. And they're feeling like they're at a loss and grieving. That's why they acted out. All right, so for if you should stay, let's find out about this communication with the King of Swords. Clarify the King of Swords on if they should stay energy. King of Swords, if they should stay. Nation Yeah, communication. It's got to be equal, give and take on both ends, reciprocity, in order to have justice in this relationship. All right, let's see. And the healing. Clarify the star for healing. Oh, okay. We have the Ace of Wands and the Empress. And it came out sideways for healing. So this is what needs to be worked on. So I don't know if you guys are having arguments about pregnancy or having something new, a new project, new business, or something going on. But it came out sideways, so that is the healing that needs to be worked on. So whatever new things that you're trying to come to fruition, that's what needs to be worked on. All right, now let's find out over here what the wheel is about for if you go. So clarify the wheel for if they should go. Clarify the wheel for if they should leave. And you got the Fool, new beginnings, something new. All right, clarify the Ten of Pentacles for if they should go. What's this Ten of Pentacles? What's this Ten of Pentacles? Clarify for if they should go and leave their relationship. All right, for the Ten of Pentacles, we have the High Priestess and the Seven of Swords in reverse. So, not being sneaky, using your intuition, and that's how you can leave, like I said, nicely for the wheel to turn in your favor to go toward this Ten of Pentacles. But if you end up being sneaky and leaving and not using your intuition, the wheel will turn backwards, which will be karma, and it won't turn in your favor. All right, so let's find out what the Nine of Wands is. Clarify the Nine of Wands, Wounded Warrior, for if they should go. Clarify the Nine of Wands. Oh, a lot. All right, the Nine of Wands, the Wounded Warrior, you got indecision, being single and successful and out there in the spotlight, having a thirst for knowledge, and this Devil energy, facing judgment, and parting with friends. So you're feeling wounded because you feel like you're gonna face judgment if you leave the relationship, and you feel like you're gonna be in this toxic devil energy if you do end up leaving. But that's why I said if you leave in the right way and you discuss things and have a conversation, then you will not be judged in a bad manner. So, yeah. All right, let's find out what the Moon is. This is for what you need to know. The Moon, the Four of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles. Clarify the Moon for what they need to know. What is the Moon for what they need to know for this relationship? Clarify the Moon for what they need to know for this relationship. Clarify the Moon for what they need to know for this relationship. Hey. All right, so what you need to know, again, using your intuition, which is the Moon, cutting through the delusions, illusions, going into hermit mode, which is isolating yourself, meditating, praying, whatever you do to get the answers you need, and just having the strength to get through this. All right, let's see what the Four of Pentacles is. What's the Four of Pentacles? Clarify. Thank you, Holy Spirit. It's the Four of Pentacles. Again, intuition. So basically, this entire reading, use your intuition for everything. You know what's right, what you should do, how to get the answers. Let's see, the Seven of Pentacles. Clarify the Seven of Pentacles. Clarify the Seven of Pentacles. Ah. All right, the Seven of Pentacles is with the Page of Wands and the Ace of Wands. Very fiery energy. Basically, anytime you plant seeds for anything, you have that fiery energy and you're passionate about it. That's how you need to be with the relationship as well, but taking the other person's feelings into consideration. All right, now for the what do you need to know, let's find out what this Page of Pentacles is. Clarify the Page of Pentacles. Clarify the Page of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is in the Page of Pentacles energy. All right, so it's all about the Pentacles for stability in the relationship. All right, what's the Queen of Pentacles? So you guys are a match, King and Queen of Pentacles. What's the Queen of Pentacles? Clarify the Queen of Pentacles. And for the Queen of Pentacles, we have the Knight of Wands sideways. So this can be the player energy. This can be that in and out energy, or it can just be the passionate energy. It doesn't mean that you have to be a player, but it's sideways. So that means that the passion of the relationship is not all the way there. It's not all the way gone, but it's not all the way there. All right, and let's find out the Nine of Cups. All right, Nine of Cups. What is this for what they need to know? Nine of Cups. Okay, the Nine of Cups is the truth. You guys need to get to the bottom of it and get to the truth. There has to be truth. And like I said, a tower will hit. It may be good or bad depending on after you speak with the King of Swords energy, the communication. But the truth has to come out. Everything has to be laid out on the table in order for you guys to work things out or to end it. Either way, the truth should come out so you get closure. And I know I say you don't need closure, which you don't. You can give yourself closure, but it's nice when you can actually have a conversation with the person and, you know, get closure while they're there. All right, so let me get an overall advice as to what you need for this. All right, overall advice. Overall advice for the collective on whether they should stay or go. Overall advice whether they should stay or go. Overall advice on whether they should stay or go. Overall advice. All right, your overall advice is, if you want justice, do your shadow work, meditate, relax, heal, and then have your discussions. Because honestly, the only way to find out anything is to get it yourself. So yeah, you need to communicate. And this could be a past life soulmate that you're dealing with. All right, let's get some love messages for you guys. All right, Can we have some love messages for this reading? Should I stay or should I go? I have some love messages for the collective on this buff moon. Should they stay or should they go? Love messages. All right, we have poker face. Taking a chance, risk and options, not showing hand, gambling. So that's that leap of faith energy of, do you want to take that new beginning or do you want to stay? All right, give us some more. Love messages from their person on whether they should stay or go. Love messages from their person. Should they stay or go? All right, we have swords and rose. Clarity and truth, revelations, honor and protection, determination. So again, swords is all mental and communication. You got to communicate. Then we have blow and kiss, unconditional love, giving and receiving, which we said, the Six of Pentacles, fairness and love, and affection returned. There's got to be reciprocity from both of you. And date. It says get back out there, meeting someone new, setting a date or date online. All right, and talking popped out, which says interested, awaiting messages, text calls, emails, and talking more. So even if you do a rebirth on the relationship and you end the old relationship and you're just starting over with the same person, you guys can start dating each other again and act like, you know, you're in a new relationship. That kind of makes things, you know, a little spicy and it gets the passion back in there. And you can pretend like you're meeting for the first time again. All right, so that was on whether you should stay or go. And like I said, only you can really answer that, but it's only fair to actually have a communication with the person. Don't ever just ghost anybody and leave them hanging because they don't know what's going on and they don't know if they were part of that for you ghosting. So always give them some type of response and in a time to answer and at least stick up for themselves. So all right, so now I will answer some questions. Like I said, just do any of the gifts in exchange for a question being answered. And I don't know why it's not showing up. I'm doing one questions in exchange for gifts, and it can be any gift. Hey, Bella. Lillian, what question do you have? Lillian, I don't do the pregnancy questions or like the health questions. I would say go to the doctor though, because I am a nurse, so if the multiple tests are showing up negative, then something else could be going on. Kay, is my late ex-girlfriend Lulu happy that I visited her? Kay, is my late ex-girlfriend Lulu happy that I visited her? Kay, is their late ex-girlfriend Lulu happy they visited her? Kay, is their late ex-girlfriend Lulu happy they visited her? Kay, is the late ex-girlfriend Lulu happy they visited her? Oh shit. Okay, Kay. In regards to Lulu, you got a yes, and the soulmates card came out. Oh, MTS, be able to win in life. MTS, be able to win in life. Yes, be able to win in life. Maybe. Oh, MTS, to be MTS fours are very significant in your life. All fours are coming out, and then we got the higher power, which is God, source, whatever you believe in, and then we got the devil. So, and then we got you need to meditate.
The AARP aisle, where every shelf is packed with perks just for you, from hotel and other travel deals to health and fitness.
So, if you have any toxicities, codependencies, anything in life, then you need to get rid of all of those attachments, codependencies, drug, alcohol, sex. the full moon today, I would do a ritual getting rid of everything you want to release, which is all negative thoughts and feelings toward this exam. And then for your positive affirmation to do afterwards, I would write down things like how good it feels that I am now in this position due to passing my LEC board examination. It's basically saying if you've put in the work, then yes, it's going to happen. And it's basically saying, you know, it's up to you. You're the one that has the option on whether you pass or not. I'll do one more to clarify. Clarify whether Miss Pretty Sergeant will pass her LEC board exam. And we got another yes. So just put in the work and stay confident. Don't let any negative thoughts get in your head. Have faith. You can do it. And let us know afterwards if you do pass it and when you pass it. Kevin, we're doing questions in exchange for gifts. I'll do one question to answer in exchange for a gift. You want to know if your girl will come back to you? Kevin. I find Kevin's girl will come back to them. Will Kevin and his girl come back to them? Will Kevin and his girl come back to them? I got time for a nap and a no. And the Tower, which is another no, and the Hermit. So no. The universe has shaken up your foundation for a reason. You need to go within and focus on yourself, save money, and do some soul searching. Jabu, you want to know, are you getting married this year? Is that what you want to know? Is Jabu getting married this year? Is Jabu getting married this year? Is Jabu getting married this year? Okay. My goodness. Oh. Jabu this year. Alright, we got 2 no's for you, Jebu. Somebody's being sneaky and somebody needs to protect their energy. And we got things need to be done by the book. And you could be seeing the angel numbers 711 or 111, Jebu. They're trying to tell you something. Thank you, Jebu. You're welcome. Thank you. I'll do 1 or 2 more questions before ending it out in exchange for a gift. Thank you. And I will be on again tomorrow. Nikayla April on whether you'll find a job soon. You have a yes and 2 maybes. If basically it's saying you need to do your research, gain some higher knowledge. So if it's a certain institution that you're going to look for a job from, learn everything about that institution, and learn what skills it is that you need for that. And then if you need some extra skills, then see about how you can gain those skills that are needed. And then you got the fates and never ending story, because job hunting is a never ending story, but as long as you have faith, things will work out in your favor. You want to know if your driver's license is ready? What do you mean, is it ready? Like, are you gonna pass your driver's license test? So you want to know if you will pass your driver's license test. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Chris back is his driver's license process. It came out sideways. It was a yes, but it's sideways, so yes, it's not done. So it's maybe gonna be a yes, but it's not done. And then you got chop wood, which is grounding, clean stuff up, take your mind off of that. I would call them and clarify what's taking so long. Time is up, so I appreciate each and every one of you who have donated. If you guys want to donate to my Cash App, it is $Tabbycat, TABBYCAT 76. That is my Cash App, and I appreciate all the donations on the TikTok and the gifts. And I appreciate all your questions. I appreciate all the interactions during the reads. and getting to know each and every one of you. And I appreciate all my fans on the page. Thank you very much. I hope you guys enjoyed this relationship spread that we did tonight on should you stay or should you go. And don't forget your moon rituals. I went over with you guys. Do those tonight before the full moon ends and get those up and out there. Remember, we're ending anything that no longer serves us. And then we are starting something new and positive for tomorrow. So I will be back on tomorrow. Like I said, I appreciate each and every one of you. And I hope you guys have a blessed night. Be safe. Take care. Do your spiritual baths and showers. And meditate. Remember, you always have the knowledge inside of you for any answers that you need. Trust your gut. And get rid of all negativity in your life. All right? I'll see you guys tomorrow, probably about the same time. All right.